Oh, right.
It's the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a happy day.
Is it?
Live from ISS's ESG Skeptic Pepsi Skeptic soda machine.
Oh, is a Pepsi Skeptic a Coca-Cola drinker?
It's an all-new, terrific Tuesday edition of Business Pan, joined by analyst hole Matt Moscarde.
Hey,
In today's ready for this one? In today's separated chair and egg white and CEO and yolk called April 23rd, 2024, BIZ Nuggets and our very new top 5 list throwdown show. We don't have a name for that. Our top 5 data from our platform. Top 5. What is this?
if you're a listener to the show, just name it for us.
I'm a listener.
No, you're not.
Kind of.
You're listening to
right
show.
now. I know you don't like this ad copy, but feel free to. Yeah, you said you were going to change it, Matt. So feel free to change it.
I didn't say I was going to. You said I should change it.
But here we
I
go.
just complained.
Our show today is being sponsored by Free Flow Analytics, the only ESG data platform to measure real board influence and diversity power gaps. It's now free, right? Most of it's free. A lot of it's free.
It's all 80,000 active directors are free.
Unless you want like an API or something.
If you want an API, there's a connection fee. If you want extended data, there's you got to pay for that, like with some consulting.
Or if you want us to show up
means.
with like muffins and our expertise, that's an extra $20.
And top hats and monocles.
That's $25.
You should see Damien in a top hat and a monocle.
And yes, I will steal your pens and your water if I show up to your office.
That
In fact,
happened.
I'll steal anything that's free. I mean, anything that's not chained down, I'm walking out with.
I mean, Damien was really close to, in a prospect meeting at one point, leaving with like ketchup packets and pepper,
I
like
see
those
no
little
reason not
pepper
to do
paper
that.
things.
You ready for some nuggets?
Yeah, let's do some nuggets. Feeling not good about them.
Luckily, we only have 5 each today because we also have to do our top 5 data lists.
Yeah, we do.
Let me ask you this. Are you going to play this horrible music during the data part of the show, too?
No, I'm going to
be
kill
weird.
it and play something else. Yeah.
All right, here we go. In our please tell me it's get a real CEO that's not an a-hole. Please tell me it's get a real CEO that's not an a-hole. Please tell me it's get a real CEO that's not an a-hole. Headline of the week. Tesla has a simple fix for its faulty Cybertruck accelerator pedal.
Oh, really? Is it get a CEO that's not an a-hole?
No, it's not to get a real CEO. No, it's actually, Matt, believe it or not, it's to drill a hole through it. Drill a hole through the accelerator pedal. I guess. I don't know. It's going to make it lighter or something. I don't really know what that's going to do.
The Cybertruck costs $100,000. And we've resorted to, it doesn't work, so just drill a hole in this spot and it'll work better.
As I was writing this terrible joke, a new headline popped up about Cybertruck has a problem with like cracking windshields or something like that. So it's
also has a problem with rust, hail.
Oh, don't even get going on the list. I'm just talking about a new headline today. The other 5% committed to beers with Marty at Sully's by 7:45. Headline of the week.
Ooh, that was almost a hey ma.
95% of Apple's supply chain commits to 100% renewable energy use by 2030.
Okay,
what do you think about
5%?
that?
Who
What do you
are
think
the
about that?
5%?
It's probably their biggest customers, I'm guessing.
I mean, can you imagine being the holdout? Like when that headline comes out and you know that you're in the 5%.
Someone from Texas.
Yeah, oh, come on.
I just applauding that because we don't, since this whole anti-ESG, anti-DEI, anti-woke movement, we don't see a lot of pledges anymore. There's no more pledges. I love seeing a pledge.
That's good to have a pledge, yeah.
The security guards were carrying pepper spray containers filled with delicious and creamy oat milk and gun-shaped vegan donuts. Headline of the week. BlackRock steps up security for Larry Fink after anti-woke backlash.
Stepped up.
You get the joke, though? You get the joke? They're woke security. They're woke.
I got it. Yeah.
Here's what he's getting.
Is this what he's getting or he's got?
Over $500,000 to upgrade the home security systems at his residences, not just residences.
Oh, come on. Simply Safe costs like $12 a month. What do we?
And another $220,000 for bodyguards.
So how do the security systems cost more than the bodyguards? Those are human beings.
I don't know if I blame Larry on this one because don't forget these idiot anti-ESG, anti-woke people were actually putting up billboards with his face on it.
That's
right. That's triggering to all the weird MAGA types. That's
Have you seen Free Flow Analytics websites that's got their face on baseball cards?
Let's not forget
I'm okay with that.
These same people stormed the Capitol looking for Mike Pence. So I'm just saying I don't know if I blame shareholders paying for this bill.
I don't know.
All right, it's okay.
I will, though, say that I would pay for gun-shaped vegan donuts. I will pay for that.
In our Thanks Vivek, we haven't talked about Vivek Ramaswamy in a long time.
I already don't like this headline
great.
now.
This is great. In our Thanks Vivek and Barbie double headline of the week.
Oh, see, you made fun of me for having 6 in pre-production.
It's a double.
You got a double.
Okay, get it? Here's the setup. We're thanking Vivek Ramaswamy and Barbie. Here we go.
Okay.
Taylor Swift's name is popping up on Wall Street earnings calls thanks to her massive impact on the U.S. economy. And diversity goals are disappearing from companies' annual reports.
Wait, who do I blame for what? Can I blame Vivek for Taylor Swift's name appearing?
Blame him for everything.
Have you heard the new album?
Vivek has a new album? Is it
He does,
from his Harvard rapping days?
Yeah, it's called Tortured Poets. I Lost the Presidential Race.
Actually, that works for both, yeah. And finally, in our... I had to do this for you, Matt. In our Hey Ma.
Ooh, I like this.
But the Hyundai Motor Board is something we have seen before in Asia. Only 2 female directors with a total of 3.1% influence. Tell Dad, because I know he has a free subscription to Free Flow Analytics. Headline of the week. Boston Dynamics' new humanoid moves like no robot you've ever seen.
Yeah, I saw the video.
I just want to point this out because I didn't realize until doing my research today that Boston Dynamics is in fact owned by Hyundai Motor. I didn't know that.
That's why we bought the Hyundai Ioniq, because I want eventually one of the upgrades to be a robot that sits in the back seat and tells fart jokes.
And because you want to support the 3.1% influence held by its 2 female directors.
I mean, somebody has to.
Yeah. That's it. What do you got?
All right, it is a clear threat to America when one company owns 20% of digital ad sales, has 3 billion users, 200 million of which are in the U.S., and that company is totally controlled by an autocrat. Oh, wait. Oh, we're talking about TikTok, not Meta? Oh, that's my bad. Headline of the week. TikTok says it will fight U.S. ban or forced sale after bill passes.
Yeah.
They're banning it. They're banning TikTok.
Yeah, well, maybe they have shares in Meta.
You know what would be fabulous? If Meta bought TikTok.
They're not going to let that happen, right?
Then what would the U.S. do?
I don't know. Well, they'd have to say yes to that, but then they'd also sue them at the same time, right? They
wouldn't sue them.
And then they'd sue them.
They wouldn't sue them. Wouldn't
that be an antitrust case?
No, because they're not. The argument for it not being antitrust is the customers don't pay anything for it.
Okay.
Like, it's a free service.
They pay with their rotting
customers
brains.
Get sold. Yeah. In our China headline of the week, a TikTok ban would be a win for Mark Zuckerberg.
Well, of course.
Do you remember when Zuckerberg said we should only worry about China?
Yeah, it's sad. We don't talk about China a lot anymore. The only 2 things we talk about is the TikTok ban, and Elon Musk is scared of Chinese EVs, right? He doesn't want Americans buying Chinese cars because it would hurt his company.
He sort of obtusely thanked the U.S. government for not allowing the Chinese to compete in the free market.
Well, here's what I don't understand is that my family has driven Subaru since the 70s. That's a Japanese car, right?
Sure.
Why can't I drive a Chinese car? I would like to drive a Chinese EV. Who cares? Who cares? What are we doing here?
if you bought a Hyundai, which we did, that's basically
Korean.
a chaebol. Yeah, like we're talking
What are
about.
we doing here? I don't understand what we're doing.
I don't know. In our protecting customers, one Michael Kors bag and Call of Duty headshot at a time. Headline of the week.
I don't understand this one. Yeah.
U.S. sues to block Tapestry Capri $8.5 billion merger, citing monopoly concerns.
What does Call of Duty have to do with that? That Tapestry?
The same. They sued Microsoft
Oh,
for the
Activision, Blizzard,
Activision
Microsoft,
Blizzard
yeah.
purchase. So Tapestry and Capri, Capri is Michael Kors and Tapestry is more brands, and they're suing to stop it because
I don't care about that.
They're calling it less competition. For what? Michael Kors bags? Like,
What about Zuck? What about Zuck owning Facebook, WhatsApp, and Instagram?
Exactly, and pretty
With-
soon TikTok when he buys TikTok.
With absolutely no independent oversight of his control. What about that?
What about like Mark
sounds weird.
Andreessen?
Sounds weird to
Like
me.
funding Facebook and Twitter X. Like one guy has funded both empires. What is going on? Why are we wasting our
Come on,
time with
I'm not
Michael
laughing.
Kors bags?
I'm not laughing right now. Can you get back to the jokes?
And there are no jokes here. In our get a chance to relive it all now with more anti-Semitism, racism, and conspiracy theories. Headline of the week. Tesla launches a website to convince shareholders to vote for Elon's $55 billion pay package.
Who's paying for that? Shareholders are also paying for that website, and they're asking them to pay for the pay package.
The article suggests that. Although when I tried to go to the website, I got one of those auto like things that comes up and says this website could be extremely dangerous. You might not want to go there.
Why?
So I
Because
don't
of
know if
cracked
that's-
windshields and
don't know
faulty
if that was-
accelerator pedals,
I don't know what that
and
was.
the neo-Nazi CEO. Is that all those reasons?
I think it was, and I'm not joking. That thing actually came up and said, "Are you sure you want to go to this website?"
So, and I put this all on independent chair. I use air quotes with that. Robin Denholm. She's asking shareholders to give the richest man in the world a huge pay package. That's what she's
Look,
asking. That's what she's.
If shareholders pass this, Tesla's going to get sued again. They're just going to live in lawsuits for the rest
Good.
of history.
Good.
And if they don't pass this, then does
He's threatening
Musk
to
have
leave,
to give
right?
back X? Like,
Well, he's already.
he
It's
bought
weird.
it using the shares he already got from the thing.
His other companies are already poaching talent from Tesla, so I would think that Tesla shareholders would already be angry. Not to mention that everything else at Tesla is going poorly.
I mean, I cannot
including-
think of a bigger shit show than what's going on.
Including
in
an
Tesla right
article that I just saw today that said that since Elon Musk has basically spent the last 2 or 3 years alienating specifically Democrats, and they're no longer buying his cars, you as a case
I would
study.
never buy that car.
And Jessie the Money Whisperer, she just got a new EV that's not a Tesla. So, good congratulations to Tesla shareholders.
Not
It's
to
fun.
mention that
Sounds like
the
fun.
rumor is, so they're about to release earnings tonight. The rumor is that they are talking about a pivot entirely from selling cars to people to doing robo-taxis.
Okay, I don't care about that. We don't care about that.
I mean, do we not, though? Like, imagine if you bought the car. Could
Are
you
you CNBC?
shit on your customers anymore? Like, you bought the car, and then you're like, sorry, we're no longer servicing this because we want to move you around like in Minority Report and have our accelerators fail to work. And what?
Maybe the problem with all the labor rules that they busted, all the racial discrimination in the warehouses, and they're all suing Elon. Maybe he realizes like I should just go after the shareholders because all my employees are suing me. So I need a new easy target. I need a new target.
I've got no employees who want to work
but
here.
my stupid shareholders will fall for this
my
shit.
stupid shareholders are. Who's left?
They'll vote for
Who's
my.
left?
I bet they're so stupid and so sycophantic. They'll probably vote for my brother. They'll reelect my brother to the board. That's how dumb they are.
That's coming up soon. And finally, in our, it's almost as if the board matters headline of the week. Bezos Earth Fund commits to continue financing Climate Targets Group.
Well,
you know what
that's
that group
a joke?
is?
Yeah. Tell me what the group is.
That is SBTi, the
Yeah.
Science-Based Targets Initiative.
Okay.
The Earth Fund,
Yeah.
along with IKEA as a combined entity of some kind, funds 45% of SBTi.
Along with IKEA. IKEA?
Yeah, IKEA, yeah. The SBTi is the supposed to be setting scientifically based targets for corporations on carbon emissions, because if they don't set them based on science, the world lights on fire.
Okay.
Like it already is on fire. However, what has happened, and this is a quote from the article, the SBTi actually allowed for carbon offsets as part of their target setting. And if you don't know what a carbon offset is, it's like paying a dude in Malaysia to not cut down a tree and then selling that to a corporation.
Can I be that dude in Malaysia? I need a raise.
Well, basically the whole market for carbon offsets is relatively dubious. There's very few
Just like
things
this company.
that are real.
Yeah.
And SBTi has approved it, but it wasn't SBTi. It was, quote, the group's board of trustees made the decision.
Okay.
The board made the decision.
Sure.
So the article actually never mentions who's on the board.
Oh, that's what we do here. Are we going to mention it?
So here's the board.
All right. Are we still in the jokey part of the show? What's happening?
There's no jokes.
Have we
There's no
segued
jokes
into like actual research?
Yeah, well, that's what we do here. Real research.
Okay.
So the board...
I'm waiting for the punchline.
The chair of the board is Francesco Storici,
Okay.
who is a partner at EQT, which is a private equity firm. He is on the board of Enel. He was he's an energy executive.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah. Okay.
That
they were good.
awkward.
They were good at like carbon, the energy company, but still. He's an executive. The other person on this board is Esther Baguette. She's on the CEO of Novozymes, which is a totalitarian company where Kasem Kutay actually has all the influence. She's on the board of Asco Nobel. And finally, you have Ivan Duque, the former president of Colombia.
El Duque, yeah.
Colombia,
former president of Colombia, wow.
Yeah, which increased its CO2 per capita by 6% while he was president.
Yeah,
so
but Matt, everyone was doing it, so give him a break.
The rest of the board is actually just people who pay into SBTi, who are donors to SBTi, and are all from United Nations, CDP, WWF, WRI. The fact is, the main players on this board are industry. Number of scientists on the board, if you're curious, is 0.
This sounds a little bit like Engine 1. Sounds like they're nominees to the Exxon board a little bit.
That's more or less what we got.
Yeah.
So that's the end of that not so jokey joke.
I like how you crammed in your analysis of SBTi on the end of the jokey part of our show. Like you just kind of
let me ask you something.
You kind of wedged it in there because I know you've had this research for a couple of weeks and you've been mad at me that I won't let you put it in anywhere. So you shoved it in on the end of a joke.
Let me ask you something. Is it better here?
It's better nowhere.
Would you rather it as a long segment somewhere else? All right, let's go to our next segment. The top 5. What is it? What are we calling it? Top 5 throwdown?
I don't know. Why are you announcing the next segment?
Because I'm going to press the button.
It's awkward. You don't even know what the name of it is.
All right, top 5 throwdown. Here we go.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah, come on. You need some good, segue music.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, here we go.
All right, so every week, and next week, Ari the Data Whisperer. That's not her name. Ari the Data Queen. She could be the Data Whisperer. She could
whisper. I've never heard
coming
her
with
whisper.
her own top 5 list, and she's the one I'm really waiting for because she's in the data every day. She's the Data Queen. I want to hear what her list is, but. Every week we're gonna compile a list of a top 5 list from our data, from our platform.
Free flow analytics data.
And we're gonna compete. Who has the better list? It's that simple and dumb. But this is real, all real data.
Real data, real dumb game.
I'm gonna start with my list. I got a really old-fashioned list here. Because I'm assuming yours is gonna be extremely complicated. It's gonna be like which directors that with SBTi trucker hats with one red eyeball. Yours is going to be weird. But mine's very straightforward. Mine's very old-fashioned. And this is just as a female power gap. A positive female power gap. This is the companies.
I like that that's old-fashioned. Nobody's ever heard of it. Yeah.
These are the companies with essentially the most female power. I mean, really, that's what it is. The boards with the most female power. And
it is technically where their power exceeds their percentage on the board, as in they have more power than representation. That's what it technically is. So get it right.
That's what you're here for. And here's the methodology of this list. I have to. I'm agreeing with the Congress in this one, and I excluded China.
Okay. Oh.
Now I mostly excluded China, Matt, because having been in the corporate governance data game for so long, corporate governance data out of China. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. That's all I'm going to say. And I also, this is only the biggest market cap companies in the world. We call them League 3 and 4, but what do those represent? What is that? A market cap of about what?
It's large and mega cap companies. That's all.
Okay. So these are really the biggest companies in the world, excluding China. Here's my top 5 list with the companies with the biggest power gap. The first one is out of Spain. It's a utilities company, EDP.
Ooh.
Renovave. I'm butchering the name out.
Yeah, that's terrible.
They have a 27% power gap, which means that
that's nice.
As an example, if half the board were women, if 50% were women, they control 77% of influence. Here's what's happening here, Matt. This is a Spanish utilities company owned and operated by the Portuguese government. And essentially, they have designated 2 women to watch over all the men. So it's 2 women. It's true.
That's a
2
lot
women.
of... Wow.
Are in control there. That's the first company. Second company is actually a U.S. company. This is the only U.S. company on the list.
Wow.
This is Advanced Micro Devices. Advanced Micro Devices.
Oh, that's Lisa Su.
Lisa Su. This is a U.S. semiconductor company. They have a plus 26% female power gap. There are only 3 women on this board, but they're led by chair and CEO Lisa Su, along with lead independent director Nora Denzel.
All right, so how do we feel about CEO chair combination here? Well, I know we don't like it in general.
I know. What happens in the U.S. is there is a lead independent director supposedly to counterbalance that. So I don't know. I think it's stupid. I don't know what this means. Does it mean that Nora Denzel is the actual chair? What does it mean? I don't know what it means. I'm always been bothered by this language.
The lead independent directors are almost always the longest tenured and most connected directors to the CEO. You just put your friend as lead independent director. You do whatever you want.
The important thing here is the outlier here is that it's 2 women, which
that's the amazing
unfortunately,
thing here,
that's pretty rare. The third company is another utilities company, Matt, and this one's out of France, EDF. Again, these are the power here is represented by women designated by the French state. I don't know why this keeps happening at utilities companies, because there's actually another utilities company that usually leads this list, American Electric Power out of the U.S. They usually had the best female power gap, but it's dipped a little bit recently because one of their board members is currently the interim CEO, and that's a man, so it's thrown off those numbers a bit. But I don't know why this happens in utilities companies. I don't know why we see such female power in the utility sector. The fourth company is a Norwegian online commerce company called Adavinta. They have half the board is women, led by chair Orla Noonan and 2 other women who combine for 60% of influence. And finally, the fifth company, believe it or not, is out of the UK. It's a British financial services company called Admiral Group.
Financial services,
yeah,
wow.
They have a 22% positive female power gap led by CEO Milena Mondini de Focatis.
Oh, wow, that's not good.
Sorry, Melina, I'm sure I'm butchering your name. Along with, look at this female power, Pay Committee Chair Evelyn Bork, Audit Committee Chair Karen Green, and Senior Independent Director Justine Roberts. So that's my list, the top 5 positive female power gaps.
So your list is fine, but my list is better.
Okay.
First,
I said mine's old-fashioned. It's pretty vanilla.
I did mine in reverse order, like 5 to 1.
Well, I don't care about that.
You got to build up. Okay,
Nobody
here's my
cares
list.
about that. Nobody cares about that.
Everybody should care about that,
go ahead.
though.
First, tell me your methodology.
All right, my methodology is actually relatively simple, in as much as it's really highly complicated with lots of steps.
Which sounds like you're already cheating, but go ahead.
Well, it cannot include state-run or totalitarian boards. There can't be a dictator on the board.
That's basically what I did. That's basically what I did. No, I had no dictatorships, no family-led, no family.
But you're doing state ownership also. I eliminated that entirely. And I did that on purpose because I am doing the most influential directors in the world.
Well, okay.
On any board that they're on, their average influence, their power over these boards.
Look, one of the reasons why I did include state companies is because without the influence of the state in Europe, we wouldn't have so many women on the board. So I thought it was fair to point out those companies where the women actually have power. They're not just sitting there, because you have pointed out many times in the research that in Europe often is the case is that there are a lot of women on the board, but they don't represent a lot of the power.
They don't end up having power. But
so I wanted to point those ones.
So basically what you've pointed out is that it takes the government to give the women power.
Unfortunately,
that
does happen. Yeah. Well,
but in mine, I'm eliminating
them.
There's still people. I want most influential board. So that means no dual class, no founder families, no state government. So I eliminated China mostly because the Chinese government runs most of their companies.
So they say, yeah.
You cannot be the CEO on the board, because by being the CEO, you automatically have a lot of influence, right?
Unfortunately.
You have to be on more than one board, because if you're just the most influential person on one board, that's not
not impressive to you?
It's not impressive. No.
Okay.
Like it could be all your friends on that board, right? I can't eliminate every variable.
All right.
The board size has to be greater than 6.
Why?
Because
now you're just making stuff up. Why?
No, but if your average influence across all the boards you're on is 33%, and you're on 3 boards with 3 people on them, like what is that, right? Like that's nothing.
Right. Sure.
And you must be on the board of large cap companies. I want to look at the large and mega caps, okay?
I like that.
That's it.
That's
how I measured it. That's it. You have to start with some baseline.
Come on, let's get to the meat. Come on, I'm excited.
The average influence. And influence is measured using a director's resume, their role on the board, their status. Are they a major shareholder? Are they put there by an activist? Like, what's their, are they an insider, that kind of thing?
Yeah.
Connections to other board members. Are they friends with everybody? It's basically the director's responsibility for board outcomes. That's how you think about
What kind of a role
influence.
are we talking about here? Are we talking about like a dinner roll, a bulky roll?
I'm talking about did they drill the hole in the accelerator?
A pretzel roll. I like pretzel rolls. Those are good.
Did they buy the Cybertruck, or did they drill the hole in the accelerator?
What about like a cinnamon bun, a cinnamon roll?
You're talking about actual rolls. Yeah.
All right, come on, let's get to the list. Come on.
Number 5, Kevin Cabot.
Well, obviously.
He's a male. He's U.S. based.
Okay.
His average influence is 17%.
Good.
And he's on the boards of NiSource, Unum Group, and Crown Castle.
Okay.
He is a double chair. He's the chair of 2 separate boards.
Wow. Does he also have a job? I mean, this guy sounds busy.
He's on every nominating committee of all these companies. That should actually make you nervous,
yeah,
right?
I wouldn't like this.
How is that guy going to source people for board members? Is he likely to go to the 10 other boards that he's on and ask him? His tenure on those 3 companies is 25 years. Aggregate tenure.
Forgive me if this information is wrong, because I just did a quick Google search, but they're suggesting that he's also oversees strategic direction of Fifth Third Bancorp. How busy is this guy?
He's got a lot.
If I was a shareholder, if I saw that my chair was a chair somewhere else, that to me that would be enough to be like,
But he's also a vote against.
He's also has an actual job at
Fifth
Third Bancorp. What's going on?
He's got a full-time
How can he
job.
do this? Okay, go ahead.
Number 4, Pam Kirby.
Pam, a woman.
A female.
Wow.
She's based in the UK.
Wow.
18% average influence on Bunzl, which is a tiny little company. Akzo Nobel and Reckitt Benckiser.
Yeah.
Those are 2 big companies there. She is also a double chair.
Double chair. Yeah. Shockingly, this is the second time you've mentioned Akzo Nobel in one show. Are we the only show, or the only ESG focused show that mentions Akzo Nobel twice in one show? We must be. Come on.
Yes, that's 100% true. Number 3
Double
on my
chair.
list.
Yeah, number 3.
Scott Perkins.
Ooh, that's a good director name. Scott Perkins. He's a
male.
A real man.
He's based in Australia.
Oh, yeah. Double man. That makes him a double man.
He's double man. Perkins. 19% average influence at Brambles.
Brambles,
Origin
yeah.
Energy, and Woolworths.
Okay.
Woolworths. He's on the he's the pay and nom chair at Brambles. He's on every committee at every company.
Ugh, sounds terrible.
And he's another double chair for Origin and Woolworths.
How does he keep it all straight? How many do you think he has color-coded notebooks?
So let me ask you something.
How does he keep the committees straight on these different companies? How does he do it?
I don't know, but I will ask you. If you're noticing a pattern, all these people are basically double chairs. Is that okay with investors?
No,
Why do we want... Scott Perkins is on every committee at all three companies. Audit, pay, and nom.
Yeah.
What? Why? Are there no other people on the boards? Are there only 6 people on every one of the boards?
The good news, I suppose, is that he doesn't seem to have a day job. So at least he's got a little bit of time.
All right. He's unemployed except for this.
What I really want to know, though, I still want to know how he keeps it all straight. Does he have different colored pencils? What does he do to know which audit committee is saying what and when and how? And
doesn't he use Clippy from Microsoft? You just click that thing.
What else? Come on, who else?
Number 2, Annette Aris.
Another woman.
Another female.
Wow.
Actually, that's 40% of the top 5 is women.
Okay.
She's based in the Netherlands. She's got 21% average influence at Randstad, ASML, and Jung Heinrich.
Sure.
She's somehow not a board chair at all.
Okay.
But she is the chair of pay at Randstad. Mm-hmm. She is on here because she is highly connected. She's on 2 nominating committees, and she's an all-star performer.
Oh.
You know, the number of all-star performers in our database is really low, and she's one of very few all-stars. She bats out of the park on everything.
But her performance has no relationship to her influencer number. Those are completely separate. It doesn't affect her.
No. But if you're looking around at the companies she's been on, and they're all performing at a high level, she might be a high target candidate, right? She's got a total aggregate tenure of 27 years on these 3 boards.
Well, yeah. If you're looking it sounds like if you're looking for a good female CEO, she could be it, right? Why not? Why not Annette Aris?
I mean, I don't know if she's busy CEOing something else, but she doesn't appear to be.
She doesn't appear to be. Yeah, let's hire this person.
And then finally on the list, Dick Boer.
Dick Boer.
Real name, yeah.
Okay. No, I'm not saying anything.
Or Boer. Could be Boer, Boer.
Yeah, he sounds it sounds like a man.
He is a man, and he is based in the UK, as only that name could be.
So we have 2 British directors on this list, yeah?
He has slightly over 21% average influence at Shell, Nestle, and Just Eat Takeaway.com.
I don't know what that is, but that sounds like another
Well, so one of the big problems with this one being number 1 is he has 41% influence at Just Eat Takeaway.com.
Why is that a problem?
Where at Just Eat Takeaway, he is every committee, basically. He is the chair and every committee. He is super connected throughout Europe. He was the CEO of Ahold Dietz, the company that actually owns Stop and Shop, where we live. And he's a benchwarmer performer. Total aggregate tenure of 27 years. So that's my list. There's nothing wrong with my list. It's a brilliant list.
It sounds like he has a lot of influence over a lot of unhealthy things in the world. He might be the world's leading purveyor of unhealthy crap.
Just Eat Takeaway, Shell, and Nestle. It's literally a man who's shilling everything.
Playing the music, but who won? Who won the list?
I won.
Did. I think I won.
No, I won. I mean, how easy you going to judge who won?
I won.
That's it. That's Hazelnut Rawlins. I am your analyst, Matt Muscardi. We are Free Float. This show was sponsored by Free Flow Analytics. If you like the data we just talked about, and I don't know why you wouldn't like that data.
Yeah, I don't know why you wouldn't. We gave you new maybe CEOs. We gave you great companies to invest in if you believe in female power. Come on.
Double chairs. There's female power. It's got all the stuff. It's all on freeflowanalytics.com.
Double chair. I love it.
Go click the little button that says make a login for yourself. Sign up here. Sign up. It's free. 80,000 plus active directors on there for you to look at. Until our Thursday show, we've got... What are we doing on Thursday? We're doing
Norfolk Southern
giant proxy contest with Ancora going on.
Yeah.
Friday, we have our wrap-up show of the week. And I got a secret for you, Damien. This is a big tease coming up later this year. In September of this year is the 5-year anniversary of
How am I going to remember that? I'm not going to remember September.
I'm going to remind you every week because we're going to have a big blowout.
Next show, I want to hear about this conference you're going on next show.
That's right. Until then.
Not now.
Goodbye.